And now for something completely different. We're on our way to Siem Reap in Cambodia to visit Angkor Wat, the largest religious monument in the world. The first stop is our hotel, Grand Hotel de Angkor. This place was built in the 1920s by the French. It's a reminder of a different era when this place was known as French Indochina. The hotel is filled with beautiful art and antiquities. We're up before dawn so we can see the sunrise behind Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat was built during the first half of the 12th century by King Suryavarman II. We are not alone. The wonderful morning light brings out the tourists. We cross back over the moat that surrounds Angkor Wat to find a less crowded temple. We head for Ta Prohm through the temple's western gupra, or entrance building. Ta Prohm has not been restored. It's been left to show how nature is reclaiming these temples. Ta Prohm was built by Jayavarman VII in the late 12th century and the early 13th century as a Buddhist monastery and university. The outer wall encloses over 160 acres. Our friends Saul and Norma. We head back to Angkor Wat, this time from the east. The temple honors the Hindu god Vishnu and is built on 3 levels. Its form symbolizes the mythic Mount Meru. The first level is surrounded by galleries which contain these amazing bas-relief carvings. One feature that Angkor Wat is famous for are the narrative panels. The first panel is a historical procession of King Suryavarman II and his court. The next panel tells the creation myth, churning the ocean of milk. Vishnu confronts evil in an effort to churn an ocean of milk to create an elixir of immortality and create order out of chaos. Here Vishnu on Mount Mandara, supported by the turtle Kurma, act as the pivot point for the churn. The 5-headed serpent Naga's body is the rope that turns the churn. The next panel depicts heaven and hell and judgment. This is Yama, god of time and death, judging the dead. The levels of hell are depicted in Dante-esque fashion, with the eternal punishment fitting the earthly transgression. The second level is surrounded by intricate carvings. These are the Apsara. They are the wives of the celestial musicians, and it's their job to sing and dance and make heaven a pleasant place. On the second level, there are several of these buildings. They're called libraries, but their purpose is unclear. Here are the steps to the third level. Time to leave Angkor Wat as we make our way across the causeway to the western entrance. Over the western gopra, we see the balloon that we'll be riding in later this afternoon. Angkor Wat is surrounded by a moat that is 570 feet wide and 4 miles around. After lunch, it's time to shop. We visit the workshops at Artisans de Angkor and buy some of their work. The next temple that we visit is Bayon. It was built in the 13th century by King Jayavarman VII and is at the center of Angkor Thom, his capital. The style is quite different from what we've seen before. There are 200 gigantic faces No two are exactly alike. The Elephant Terrace was also built at the end of the 12th century during the reign of Jayavarman VII. It is more than 900 feet long, carved in high relief. Just north of the Elephant Terrace is the so-called Terrace of the Leper King. It's supported by Garuda, the king of the birds. This is the Causeway of the Gods and Demons, another depiction of the churning of the Sea of Milk, with the demons pulling on the right and the gods on the left. The next adventure is a tethered balloon ride to get a little perspective on Angkor Wat. After a long day, a cocktail party at the pool is a great idea, with two kids playing Cambodian pinpeat music. Next comes some traditional Cambodian music and dance. This performance was a memorable end to a memorable day in Cambodia. We add a lacquer tile, a Buddha head, pewter elephants, and prayer scarves to our souvenirs.